Hello everyone, my name is Cortex, and in today's video we got another account review, and we're reviewing none other than Acanada's account, which is a member of Kingdom 3473, and for those of you who don't know, he just set the highest KP record of all time. So anyway, let's get right into it. Acanada is an incredible player, and he set a crazy record this KVK, which nobody believed was possible. So first of all, we're going through the city skins. You can see he has a lot of choices here. Going through them pretty quickly, so you can see. But yeah, Acanada set a crazy record this KVK. And nobody thought that was possible after the last KVK with 2377 and 1960. But somehow Acanada pulled it off, which is incredible. As you can see here, got plenty of resources still even after the fight, and still actually a decent chunk of speed-ups left. You can see he has plenty of boosts for whatever he needs. Actually running out of attack tokens here, which he's probably used plenty of. Can see some of his equipment here. And yeah, Acanada set this KP record in a KVK with BT Cyborg, the previous holder of the highest KP record, and they were in the same war camp, meaning they had the exact same fighting chances the entire KVK. Meanwhile, Acanada still pulled through and put up the crazy numbers. And I want to pause here real quick, because many of you might be confused by what you're seeing here. Now, what you're seeing here is a bunch of bundle packs, and you might be confused, how do you get those? Acanada's account is on the Korean version of the game. Now on the Korean version of the game, when you buy a bundle, when you go into the shop and you purchase the bundle goes into your inventory, and once you claim them, they turn into, well, they give you everything that's in the bundle. So until you actually claim them, they sit in your inventory like this. And I don't know why this is. It's probably because of some laws, some Korean laws, if I had to guess. But yeah, so basically when you buy a bundle, it goes into your inventory like this. And then you just open the pack, and that's when you actually get the pack. And it's actually quite useful for like saving up bundles for things like Alliance Mobilization and other things like that. So yeah, that's what you're seeing here, if you were confused. Now, he can see he has a lot of XP. I mean, obviously, big whale account, 1.4k gold heads, plenty of gold heads for the gold key commanders. And yeah, again, super, you can see here. Oh, it's actually opening one for us. I geared up, so you can see that turned into then a stone chest, and you can see it's the difference for the gold, the silver, etc. You can see the different tiers. So you can see a few of the different bundles he has saved up here. So yeah, that's how the Korean version of the game works. Now moving on to his commanders, you can see he has basically everything. Let's see, legendary. Basically everything you'd ever want maxed. He doesn't have a siege commander, but apart from that, doesn't have Wallace, but you don't really need him, to be honest, unless you're running through infantry. And yeah, going into his equipment, full T5 cav set, basically full T5 infest. It's going so fast, I can't do it. Hold on. Okay. Let's see. Cavalry set. Fully tier 5. Everything, full T5, full crit, super crazy cav set. As good as you can get, basically, apart from KVK pieces. Now, infantry, basically same thing. His ring isn't crit or iconic up, but everything else, apart from the gloves, which you don't really need for open field either way, or for rally garrison for that matter. Full tier 5, another crazy set. Archer gear, same case here. Basically full tier 5, apart from accessories, although the accessories here are crit and the ring is tier 3. Second cavalry set, again, very crazy. His cav weapon is actually almost tier 5, and his cav helmet is, I guess, being worked on in the future. Got some drums on here, ring. Second infantry set, again, really crazy set. You can see his equipment is just insane, right? Now, on his Nevsky, which is his third cav march, I believe, or yeah, third cav march, he's running leadership gear actually, which I find quite curious, but who am I to say anything? He put up the highest numbers ever recorded in the game, the highest KP ever, which we'll get to. And yeah, this is what he's running, so it's gotta be working. And then for his second archer, he's got this gear. He's missing a couple iconic crystals, but that should be fixed pretty soon. And the tier 4 crit pendant, which actually the pendant is going to become quite useful once the new archer commander gets released. So this is actually not that bad. And then he has a fourth cav set, I guess, or a third cav set, but he's using one of his leadership sets on his cav march. So he's got this set up as backup, I suppose. And then gathering gear. Very nice. Now for his armaments, full special inscriptions on his Delta set. I'd like to get rid of his march speed if possible, which he probably can do now with the new bundle that's available daily. But super amazing set. Can't get much better than that. Over on his BQ, he's got, again, really, really good stuff. He's got 6 inscriptions over here, meaning he has 2 doubles. Again, just, yeah, almost as good as it can get. Only missing 1 special inscription over there, but I guess he's got a blue and a double. On his archers, same case, full special inscriptions. Second cavalry, he's got a hunter with a lot of other inscriptions. Or I guess first infantry wedge set, but second infantry set. 1 special, 2 rares, and a regular inscription. Super, super good armaments. On his Nevsky, he's missing a piece. Maybe I'll ask him. I'll ask him about this and probably put something on the screen because I'm guessing this is just a mistake. I don't think he's actually fighting in the field with three armaments here. Anyway, second archer again, pretty good stuff. Now you notice compared to, and don't get me wrong, it's super, super good. But compared to some other whale accounts, he doesn't have all that many special inscriptions. He's got 13 special inscriptions, with one of them being doubles, which compared to some other massive whale accounts that are buying armaments every day, such as accounts like Ati, the Prodigo account, etc. These guys have 24, 25 special inscriptions running on their account. So he's at about half of what they have, which I think just makes this all even more impressive, given that he has about half their special inscriptions, but is still able to set the highest KP record of all time. And it just comes to show you if you put in the effort and you put in the work, even, and don't get me wrong, he has a crazy good account, better than 99.99% of players, but you don't need the best of the best to be able to put up these crazy records. And you also saw he was running leadership set on his Nevsky, and even like Nevsky, I don't consider him to be one of the top commanders in the game anymore. But hey, who am I to say anything? He's setting KP records using Nevsky, having about half the special inscriptions of other massive whales in the game. So it just comes to show you use what works best for you, and that's why I like saying that. Use what works the best for you. Don't always just be a meta slave. And if, let's say, if Nevsky is working great for you, who am I to tell you to use Belly or to use William or whatever, right? Use what works best for you, try it out, figure it out. I think following guidance is always good, and listen to what experienced players has to say. But then if you try something else and it works better for you, then who are they to tell you to use something else? Anyway, moving on. Sorry for going on the rant there. So you can see he's got, again, these are super impressive, don't get me wrong. But he's got 13 special inscriptions here with one of them Thundering Resistant. Super, super good. Anyway, now moving on to his stats. You can see he's currently sitting at about 110 million power. His highest power sitting at 240 million with 141 million dead troops. Super, super crazy numbers. And yeah. Resource assistance sitting at about 74 billion. And yeah, he's S in everything, obviously. Higher than 98.3% of players in the KVK's in. Sitting at 50 billion kill points now, with 2 billion of those kills being T5, nearing 1 billion of those kills being T4. Now, let's see, what are we moving on to next? Oh, his marches. Right. So this is the marches that he used in the open field in this KVK. So you can see he's running the ZL Herman, Asher YSG as his 2 archer marches. Then he's running BQ with Lucha, Ragnar with Scipio as his 2 infantry. Very, very standard for the 2 archers, 2 infantry. Now for his cavs, it gets a bit interesting and a bit off meta, according to what everyone else seems to presume the meta is, even for 3 cavs. You see, he's running no William. He's running Belly and he's running Nevsky. No William, which might be interesting to some of you guys. But it is working for him, and he did just set the highest KP record ever in the same KVK as BT Cyborg, in the same camp as BT Cyborg, with all the same opportunities as the previous holder of the record. So yeah, who are we to tell him what to use, right? If it's working, and yeah, there you go. So that's the marches that he used to set the highest KP ever record. So something to consider, I guess. Try it out, see if it works for you. Anyway, moving on to the KVK stats. This is where it gets super crazy. Now healing, he's second place, a very, very close second. Almost first place in healing. Cyborg healed about 2 million more troops than he did. But now, moving over to the kills after we get a scroll through here. 1.3 billion kills. That is not kill points, that is kills. 1.3 billion kills. That is absurd. That is completely crazy. I believe the previous record set by Cyborg was 1.1 billion. I'm pretty sure. Which another 200 million kills on top of that is just ridiculous. It is crazy. Anyway, you can see Cyborg in second place here, 816 mil, followed by Mr. Open Wild Lion. Very high numbers as well, but 1.3 billion. He put up 500 more million kills than BT Cyborg. 500 million more kills than BT Cyborg. That is absurd. And on Deads, he's sitting at 14.2 million almost at 7th place. Super, super impressive numbers. Now, you can see the dead troops that he had here. Majority of them being Cavs. He seems to be a Cav-loving player, looking at his merches and his equipment. Second place being infantry, followed by archers in third. And the resources spent, 258 billion resources spent on healing. I can't believe that he still got resources left in the bag after all of this, but he does, so... yeah, 258 billion resources spent. This does not come cheap, setting KP records like this. I don't think it's the most resources ever spent. I think it's not even close compared to what Cyborg spent last KVK and Mr. Open Wild Lion spent last KVK against 1960. And yeah, here you can see his autark as well. 3 times named autark, but I think the majority of the times that he is not named autark, he probably got top 10 in kills or deads or whatever it may be. So he's probably got the special inscriptions from those KVKs, the autark either way. Now, 1.3 again billion kills, 16.4 million deads, and 667 million troops healed. It is absurd. And to keep up that ratio as well of basically 1 to 2, right? Trading 1 to 2 positive at that rate of kills is crazy impressive. And yeah, it is not easy. Definitely not easy to pull off. So super, super, super impressive. Anyway, taking a look over here at his album now. He's got a Rock Grand Prix medal from 2023, it looks like. I think I have the exact same one, actually. Basically just a participation trophy, because I think we got probably knocked out at the same stage. And then from his autark, 13.3. Now, this again, Korean version, as I explained earlier. 107 war machines? That is 107 gold chest war machines. And you can see he has 57 of something else down there in the bottom left. That's a lot of gold chests. All of these that you see with the gold background here are gold chests. So yeah, the dude spends quite a bit of money, you could say. He spends quite a bit of money in the game, which I guess is to be expected putting up numbers like he is. Another autark being rank 1. Now this is his team. Hasta, Spartaman, Fake, Mo, Acanada. Obviously the big Hulk, Acanada. Lag, Hum, Mist. Great team he's got around him, and yeah. Super, super impressive account. Anyway, that was Acanada's account review. I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, really crazy account with super impressive equipment and armaments. But again, as I mentioned earlier, there are people that have a lot more impressive, also BT Cyborg probably, a lot more like armaments and equipment than he does, but he's still putting up the crazy numbers, which makes this all even more impressive. Again, huge thank you to Acanada for providing me with this footage and allowing me to do this video. And I want to give a huge shout out to his kingdom, 3473. I'll have their migration link in the description down below, so if you want the chance to play with the legend himself, the KP record holder, Acanada, you can follow the link in the description and apply. Which, again, yeah, crazy performances, KVK, and huge respect to Acanada. And yeah, that's it for today's video. I'll see you all next time. Drop a like if you enjoyed. We just did 10k subs as well, so thank you guys so much, and I'll see you all next time. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.